today I'm going to talk about how I used UnSloth for faster LLM training. So as you can see, this is the website that they have from where we can get the GitHub link and get UnSloth to our collab from wherever we want. So this is all about UnSloth, and if you want more information, you can find this link in the description below. And then let's go to my assignment. So this is the assignment where I have to do a lot of fine tuning, alignment, deployment, and etc. with UnSloth. So these are the different parts in my assignment. As you can see, we have from A to G. So in this, I'll try to cover the first part, which is nothing but the fine tuning part. So let's go to the collab. So this is the standard installation. So as you remember, that is what we have in the um, info page over here. This is how we download UnSloth. And then yeah, after the installation is done, so I was supposed to do different use cases where we did chatbot and getting question answers, etc. So for that I have this collab. So this is all of the importing, and then the Hugging Face token over here, and then I have it here, but I have disabled it from my end, so this token won't work anymore. But yeah, so importing all of that and then defining all of the major parameters and the model that we're going to use. So this is the model that we're going to use. We're using the Llama model, and then after that, this is the loading and the taking the tokenizer. This actually takes a lot of time, and we have to use we have to use GPU for this. And then so here I'm just defining all the parameters for the model. After this is the data set that I'm gonna take. So it's from Hugging Face. It's called Code Alpaca, and then loading the data set, and then yeah, this process also takes a lot of time. So as you can see, so these are all the examples that we have. And if the first example is nothing but create a Java class which sorts the given array of numbers, and then you can see that the Java class is defined here. So if you keep on scrolling, that is where you'll get the whole class. And then this is the example that we have, and then here we have the uh, we loaded the tokenizer and we're applying it over here. So this is for the chatbot template. So yeah, uh, we have different columns that we're going to use, like prompt, and the other ones are also here. Yeah, and also completion. And input column will be none, because we don't have an input column. Will be based on the text that we send. And then prompt is the actual prompt class that we have over here, and then completion is nothing but the answer. So yeah, we're just defining all of that, and then taking the data set over here and then formatting it based on that. So as you can see, these are a few things that are done here. The formatting, everything is done. So we are going to, we sent it a prompt saying, you are a precise and efficient coding assistant. Please provide only requesting code and all of that. So this is the output directly that we have. This is the trainer that we defined. You can see the different parameters that we have, and these are the sub arguments that we have to send. So like this is the optimizer, learning rate, epochs, everything, the seed for reproductibility, and then all of these steps, everything. And yeah, this is the configuration part that we did for the SFT trainer. And then this is the training part, which takes a lot of time. And then yeah, this is where we're saving our LoRa adapters and the tokenizer too. And then yeah, this is the testing part where I'm defining So this is the instruction that I have. So it takes a list of numbers and returns a new list containing only even numbers. And then, yeah, this is for both answers and the chatbot prompt. As you can see, this is the prompt that we gave, and then it gave us the def uh, function even numbers, and then return num for nums. And I mean, this is basically the code. So yeah, as you can see, we have defined all of the different use cases that are required. So this is all about the part A. And then we have the continued pre-training in the second collab. Let me just open that. So yeah, this is a continued pre-training, and this I used the Hindi language. Okay, so let's start with this, and then the first thing is nothing but installation, and then after that, importing everything using my Hugging Face key, and then we have to define the parameters here. So this is my target language, where I have to make this learn a new language basically. So this is the target language code, which is nothing but HI for Hindi, and then I'm taking the Qwen2 model over here. Mm, let's see. After that, we're just loading the base model, and then this is the tokenizer and the model part. So which took a lot of time. And then this is the data set that I've taken, MC4, and then I'm taking the target language code, which is nothing but HI. So here I'm taking the subset and the filter. So previously, whatever we did, it is the same process as that. And if there's no data found for the language that we have defined, then we're just throwing an error over here. So yeah, everything is done. So it says successfully created dataset with 20,000 examples. This is what we need. And then these are the examples that we have. Okay, so this is where we're defining the model and the parameters. And these are the output modules that we have. And then we're taking the SFT trainer and then just saving it to the output directory. The trainer is defined here and the different arguments. So I had to like reduce the number of steps over here because it was taking a lot of time. But the accuracy was still good, so I think that the I mean it will make a difference, but didn't make a lot of difference. And then yeah, this is everything, and then testing everything is done. So this is the training part, as you can see, which took about 12 minutes, kind of high, but we were still using a GPU, so I think this is the best we can do. And then saving everything, and here we've just given a Hindi prompt and we're asking it to continue it. So Bharat ek vishal desh hai jaha. So the translation is India is a vast country where, and we're expecting the rest of the sentence to be generated by the UnSloth, the LLM. So as you can see, जहाँ यह विचार देखा जाता है कि आप अपने अनुकूल something. So we have the generated continued generation for the prompt that we have given initially. So this is all about the part B. So let's go to chat template applications, which is nothing but the third part. So this is the installation of UnSloth, and then taking everything, the token, everything. So here basically I didn't need my Hugging Face token, so I just have commented all of that because we're using TinyLlama. And then this is for the classification using chat templates. I'm taking the TinyLlama model, and then the output directory, everything is defined. The same thing as before, just loading the model, taking the tokenizer and also the model. This is the configuration part, and after that we'll have the dataset, which I've taken as the IMDb dataset. And then as you can see, this is the classification of the prompt. So basically it's like a chatbot, so the role of the system, role of the user, and the assistant. So we're just giving that the system you're a sentiment classifier, and then for the user, we're just giving that the user will be giving the review, and then the assistant will have to reply based on the target word. All of that is defined, everything is classified, everything is defined, everything is formatted. This is the trainer that we're defining. So classification fine tuning is, uh, I mean, this is the fine tuning part, saving everything. So as you can see, this is what the test review is. It was absolutely fantastic. The acting was superb, the plot was engaging, the ending was perfect. I loved it. Everything. And then, so as you can see, it didn't generate, it's generating the classification based on this review. And then you can see that the predicted sentiment is positive. So this is for the classifier. Now let's go to the conversational chat. Same, I'm using the TinyLlama, but a different kind of uh, adapter name because we can't give it same as the before one. And then same thing over here, uh, configuring LoRa. This is the dataset that we're using. It's called Databricks Dolly 15K. I think 15K is the number of samples in the dataset, but we've taken part of it, not all of it. So as you can see, this is the instruction and the context and the response. So this is the example, and then we're just formatting the chat prompt as we require it. Doing everything, we're just defining what is the function of every role here, like the system, user, and the assistant. The training part, this is the inference test where we're giving um, the messages that we have. So this is the question: what are the main benefits of using renewable energy sources? And then, yeah. So as you can see, they are beneficial because they are clean and a healthy environment. So that is what we got the response. I got it thrice, but I tried fixing it, but it was not working, so I left it like that. And then this is the next part where we're extending the max content size. So usually the default size is 2048, but we are uh, extending it to 4096. So taking the same model, just changing the adapter name again because we don't want the output to be pointing to the old one. And then loading the model, configuration part, and then taking the data set over here, and then the same thing, formatting of the chat template or the chat prompt, applying the chat formatting over here. Everyone has their duties assigned. This is the training part. You can see the training loss after how many steps? 50 steps, and then training was finished in about 10 minutes. Then all of that is done, and then this is a test part. So we have the test over here, and then all of these parameters are generated. So based on that, we have generated the long response. As you can see, it is going beyond its actual limit, which is nothing but 2048. So, and then the last, I think the last part is using multiple datasets but single file fine tuning. So the same model, and then I changed the output directory again. And then here we have different datasets. This is loading of the model. So this is the first dataset where I'm taking the Dolly dataset. And then the second dataset is nothing but the code alpaca 20K, which is nothing but the size of the dataset probably. This is the code dataset. Doing everything, formatting, same as before. So basically I'm doing it twice here. One for the code dataset and one for the Dolly dataset. Everything is done, importing everything. And yeah, the formatting, everything is done. So we have different examples over here. So the first, the dolly dataset is nothing but uh, it's defined over here, and then we have the code alpaca dataset, which is nothing but the generation of code. So configuring the trainer, training process is done. All of this, yeah. So this is where we're running the model. So basically the point of this was to use different data sets and run a single model. So that's what we did here. Yeah, the same thing. So this is the conversational part, explain the concept of machine learning in simple terms. And this is the answer. It's a field that deals with creating algorithms and programs to solve problems, etc., etc. And sorry. And then we have the coding part. Let me just skip. Yeah, the coding part. Write a short Python function to reverse a string. So we have the definition. We have the function over here, which is nothing but it's returning the string from reverse. So that is why the -1 is there. So basically, we used two different data sets, but used one single model. Yeah, this is about the first three parts. I'll be continuing the next ones in the next video. Thank you.